What would you do?
Oh my goodness. So if I was Jada, I th I think my protest would be giving a like mean face, because I know after the jokes the camera is gonna pan to you. If you're not laughing, it's already protest enough,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Unless it's super fucked up, otherwise I wouldn't walk out. I think
Mm,
walking out is a little too strong, especially if I know, like I prepared a long time for this. I dress up, I do the whole thing, and I go there and I'm front row. I know I might even win something. I probably
mm,
wouldn't that easily walk out.
that's true.
But if they make a joke I really don't like, I'm not gonna go with the crowd and just laugh it off.
Yeah.
The camera pan to me, I'm gonna be like this.
Yeah, I would be like, if the camera panned to me, I would be hella confused. I would definitely show my anger and frustration there. I probably wouldn't do anything like that. Like, I just think that's so extreme. Like, you also need to be professional. Like, at the end of the day, people look up to, these people for their craft and what they do. And then just to show that they can't handle a situation with class really bothers me. I'm more of a like, you know, handle yourself with class and grace. That's just my personal thing instead of making a whole scene. So,
But in their defense, like these things, which is why I told the whole story about like their background, is like these things are built up over a long time. It's not
yeah.
like they've been having a happy, content life, and then that night they just have had a bad day type of thing. They, so yeah, I will give a mean face, and people will probably get curious, and they will interview me after the award, and then I'll explain to them, that joke was fucked up. I don't support it.
Yeah.
And if, especially if I knew Chris Rock personally, I'd probably go talk to him
Yeah, exactly.
like afterwards.
Hmm. Like, handle it as an adult, like
Yeah.
save
And
save the whole um, you know, acting community, what is it called? Celebrity community some face. Like, save yourselves some face.
yeah, if I was Will Smith, I probably judge the joke independently
Yeah.
from you. If I thought the joke was funny, you hate it, I wouldn't care if you laugh. And then
Mm.
I'll turn around and tell you to lighten up. It's a joke. It's funny.
Yeah, or even if they just like Will Smith and like Jada had like an exchange when they panned over and whispered in each other's ears, that already says something. Instead of the her looking all mad and like do something about it. Like, that's so insecure. I don't know. I just don't like that.
Although in their defense, uh, Chris Rock's joke wasn't funny, to me at least.
Yeah, it's not funny at all. Like, I just don't think it's funny.
If it's like I'm a very pro uh, jokes, so if his jokes is super funny, it's very easy for me to defend. Like
Hmm.
it can be very insulting. I will still be like, yo, that shit funny though. Like you can't, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
But if in this situation is a little bit tricky because it wasn't really funny. But
Hmm.
I would definitely not go up and slap him. That's unless, like I said, this this part is tricky, is my guessing part. Like, but if I knew you had the condition and you had a super hard time with it, and you had to cry in the shower over 3 months, and then I had to help you, we had to do therapy to get you out of that crazy mindset, and then on the biggest award show in the world, somebody make fun of that condition of yours, which I know you've been very vulnerable about and still struggling to deal with, then I do see how that can be like very fucked up.
Hmm.
Yeah. But then it's like, but then yeah, I just don't condone physical violence no matter what type of thing. But then I can see how behind the scenes, we don't know this, but then if that's kind of what's happened, you know, I can see why it's fucked up, and he can be very frustrated, and I will be too. But fighting someone is just, yeah, I don't like, because I fight a lot. I train in boxing, I train in Muay Thai, and all of these things. I take it super seriously, more seriously than most people.
Mhm.
I don't easily fight anybody, so I wouldn't fight. But if I was super upset, what would I do? Yeah, I think it's the same thing as if I was Jada. I'd probably walk out if I was super upset.
Yeah.
And if I was ever gonna fight, I would do it Jorge Masvidal style, catch him, walking out of a restaurant, sucker punch him, and run away, and never admit it to anybody. I wouldn't do it when all the cameras in the world are there. That's kind of wild.
Well, in the restaurant, camera's gonna be on you anyways. Paparazzi gonna be on you, whatever.
No, I'm gonna wear hat, glasses, mask when he walking to the parking lot, turning around the corner when there's no. I know that they're not driving Teslas, so there's no cameras on their cars. I run up to him and give him a 3-piece and soda, and then tell him, you know what that's for? That's for this and this is this, and then run away. If anybody catch me, I'll be like, it wasn't me. I was recording a podcast on that day. Like, look up YouTube stamps.
You know, the worst.
Yeah, I'm like, like I don't like what do you call, like, being known and loud. I like to do things like quietly. If anything I found out, and I don't like to let other people know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was Chris
like
Rock,
to
though.
Operate in stealth mode.
If I was Chris Rock, though.
What would you do?
I might be rocking somebody then. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Although, actually, the hypothetical people were saying, which I think is pretty interesting, is would Will Smith have done the same thing if it was a white comedian? If it was Jimmy Fallon or somebody on there, would he have gone up, slap him? What if it was The Rock? What if it's a female? This is like, I think it's kind of like people are taking it extra hard because it's so specific who he's slapping. Like, it's his friend, it's smaller than him, it's a comedian who's not gonna fight back. It's like so many wrong things in one. But yeah, I think if I was Chris Rock, first of all, I don't think he would be able to slap me. when I watch
it real quick.
Yeah, when I watch this hardcore boxing coach, he taught like Mike Tyson. He's called Teddy Ellis. He has a podcast, and then the other host asked him, "What would you recommend both of them do?" And then he said to Will Smith, "If you could slap him, why would you slap him once if you could slap him twice and 3 times?" And then he was like, but for Chris Rock, I would like to see him weave to the right and a counter with the left hand.
I'd like to see that too, actually.
Yeah, so it's so naturally, if you learn about martial arts, when people walking to you sort of like aggressively directly toward you, you kind of be alerted.
Yeah, you sense what's coming. You gotta put your hands up.
So I probably wouldn't do that, but then when he slapped, I probably knew it beforehand. I would step back, I would dodge it.
Honestly, if Will Smith was to slap, I don't see why Chris Rock can just slap him back and then make a joke out of it.
No, the problem is he slapped him real quick and turned around and walked away.
Mm.
I think what they're saying, like, this is like the worst thing that could happen in the Oscars. But what the only thing that could be worse than this is if they were tangled together and rolling around on the ground. That would look so bad.
That would be great.
Nah,
That would make
nah.
great television.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah. But so I think I would just dodge it and be like, what the fuck? But if I didn't dodge it, I take the slap on the face and he walks away. I think what I would do is stand there and talk to the producer, be like, hey, you're gonna let this go on. If you don't kick him out, I'm not continuing and I'm not leaving. I'm standing here. I'm staying here. And if he talk more shit, then I'll probably go down there and kick his ass. Matter of fact, I kick his whole family ass.
Oh God.
What the kid's name? Whatever, the whole Smith.
Jaden. Willow.
Yeah, the whole Smith family be talking shit. Yeah. But but for the most part, I will stand up for myself in a like procedural manner. Like, no, I want him to be removed and I want him to be banned from all fucking shows. Like, I would go after his
whole life miserable.
like, yeah, his likelihood. He made his life, he built his life around acting. I would go after his acting. If I've known anybody who has ever had any power in any movies that can ban him, I will call in all those favors. Yeah.
Guys, don't mess with Lee. He goes extreme.
Well, that's
There's no telling what he would do.
For the most part, I'm a forgiving person. I'm peaceful.
Recover real quick.
I'm content. You know, I don't do that. People slap me on the left, I usually give them the right face.
No, you don't. Don't even.
But the problem is, this is like too crazy. You know, the whole world's watching and you decide to walk up and slap me. Like, then you legit didn't give a shit about me in any way. And it's gonna be monetized, televised, memeized forever. So I think in this case it's granted. It's warranted is the word. Yeah, but in regular life, if someone just slap me, it's like there's a homeless guy outside, just walk up to me, slap me real quick, I'll probably just be like, what the fuck, and have a bad mood for like a day. I wouldn't try to do anything to the homeless guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I was a producer, yeah, probably the same thing. I wouldn't stop it, but I would ask Will Smith to leave afterwards. That was so awkward. Like, he walked up to him, slap him, and he just sat back down. That's way too awkward. That's crazy.
Yeah, it just doesn't. The whole thing doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.